Hello YouTube viewer. I'm Koaw and welcome to part 2 of this muscle gain experiment where I'm seeing how difficult it is to put on 10 pounds of muscle in 30 days. But in a practical sense, for people like me and probably you that aren't professional athletes or bodybuilders. So that means no meticulously counting calories, popping ridiculous amounts of supplements, or spending hours and hours in the gym. If you missed part 1, I'd advise checking that out because you missed some important pieces of information like the first 2 cornerstones of my ideology that got me through this experiment and some other cool stuff. Yeah, the link's down below. Go ahead and check that out. It's cool. I'll be waiting here for you. This video covers the last half of the experiment, so we'll get to see if I hit that 10-pound mark or not. Well, I already know, but you don't yet. Also, I have to remind you that I'm not a medical doctor or a licensed fitness trainer, so although the methods in the experiment are safe, always consult a professional about your health.
In brief summary of part 1, I started at 151.5 pounds, so 161.5 pounds is the goal to hit after 30 days have passed. I ate a lot of food and did some fast, efficient workouts. My workout room smelled horribly of cat urine. My little trainer helped me out with some rigorous exercises. I injured my hamstring on day 9, and I will have to travel for the last quarter of this experiment, which will make it all that much harder. My weight at the halfway mark was 158.5 pounds, or 6 pounds to the 10-pound goal.
Also, I'd love to hear your comments about this experiment. Just comment below. Have you done anything like this? I'm curious to read whatever you have. Whatever your positive fitness goals are, good luck.
So, I'd like to now share that last cornerstone of my ideology. Failure is okay. Yes, in this experiment the goal is to gain 10 pounds of muscle in 30 days, and that may or may not happen. Experiments don't have wrong answers, only discovery. And with anything in life, when we fail, there are opportunities to find successes and learn. So failure is a natural, important part of life because we learn and grow from our experiences. As this experiment is set to measure difficulty, a subjective approximation, at this halfway point, the experiment has thus far aligned with my hypothesis, being somewhere near the halfway mark between easy and difficult. It hasn't been much of a burden, nor used up much of my free time. But I did strain a hamstring, and the constant eating is something I don't enjoy. And I definitely don't enjoy the freezing showers.
But it's good for the muscles.
The workouts have not been that demanding. 12 days of the first 15 had workouts, averaging 45 minutes for the days I worked out. And a few times, I had to adapt my routine to my little trainer. As the experiment progressed, I definitely was getting stronger.
Now, I know I talked about failure earlier, and failure is alright. You know, we don't find successes without failure. And for me, I know all about failure right now. In many aspects of my life, I am not succeeding in the least in accomplishing those goals and seeing any of them come to fruition, but within failures we find itty-bitty successes. For example, my YouTube channel, I started that about a year ago, and I only have 100 subscribers. I'm doing miserable on YouTube. Granted, I have no formal education in business marketing or cinematography. I'm doing this all on my own, but I'm learning so much. So within every failure, every day, I'm learning so much, not just about filmmaking and how the market works and how YouTube works, but also about biology. I get to research subjects that I love and that I know in my area of expertise. And the real success comes, it's those handful of people that comment that say, hey, thanks for making this video. I love teaching people. And granted, I know I've gone on an unorthodox method. Institutional academia is not for me. So I guess I'm venting a bit here, but failure is all right. You shouldn't stop. Try and succeed, because nothing in life that's worth achieving, it shouldn't be easy. So whatever task you're up to, keep it up. Just gotta work through it. It's gonna hurt sometimes.
For this experiment, I've pretty much tried to eat 5 small meals a day while ingesting at least 1 organic plant-based protein shake. Fruits, almonds, chicken, and broccoli fall into that muscle food 101 category. When gaining muscle, it's important to have a full gut before going to bed because the body does a great deal of repair and regeneration during sleep. On a couple of days with strenuous workouts, I broke my sleep cycle just to get more protein into my body.
4 something in the morning. Protein. Alright, well it's day 18 and this morning I weighed in at 158. My hamstrings healed up pretty much mostly, so I'm gonna try to run after this workout. And today I really, right now I'm lethargic. I really don't want to do anything, but this plays into the no lies, right? If I can work out, I can't tell myself I can't. So I just have to have the willpower to overcome that sloth, that laziness, and just knock this out, because life is about choices in the moment, right? Alright, so I got the workout in, I got a few miles in. Now it's time for protein and a cold shower. Alright, so it's my last day in Virginia before I have to go on my trip. And traveling always makes everything more difficult, including weight gain. Because I won't have access to my gym. It'll be foreign. So what I'm gonna have to do is just stick with my workout regimen and keep eating, and as I'm on that work trip, stick to it. I got 1 week left.
LP always comes and goes as she pleases, and today she leaves early, and that's fine. I need a solid workout on this day before travel.
Goodbye, dungeon of cat urine. Alright, so I'm eating a little bit of fast food, but I've earned it. I get some chicken nuggets, fat and protein, it'll be good.
It's important to mix up the diet. The occasional fast food is not that bad.
Yeah, I'm doing this.
I've been metabolizing food quicker than ever, and a 20-piece chicken nugget meal from McDonald's provides a cheap source of protein and fat.
This is the first fast food I've eaten in a very long time. Okay, so I'm packing my scale on this trip. This is the first time I've ever taken a weight scale on a trip. Maybe I'll have to do that better. Okay, so I had to rush, get out of the house, go to the airport. I'm in DC right now. Then I gotta go to JFK, New York, and then Chicago, O'Hare. So I'm gonna try and get some food in the airport because I'm already hungry, and it's not good to be hungry when you're trying to gain weight because your body starts to denate your fats and proteins for sustenance. So I'm gonna eat. So I'm in Illinois, and right now my sister and her husband have allowed me to stay in their house while I do my work in this city. And so I also have access to their workout equipment, which is actually perfect. It might not seem like a huge gym, but with that equipment I can do a lot. So it's 9 o'clock, I'm tired, I put in a full work day today, but I'm still gonna deck out this workout. So I already ate one dinner, and I have to eat another dinner. And I've eaten most of this, but I'm telling you, every bite now is, it's like eating when you're already full. It is eating when you're already full. Excuse me, I'm so tired.
My night's weigh-in is 163, which is good. It's over that 161.5 pound goal. But that goal weight must be measured on a morning after a system has been cleared, aka number 2. Night weights are always higher than morning weights. I've been slightly ahead of schedule the entire experiment until this morning's weigh-in, where I was pretty much at the goal rate. That may be because I'm dehydrated, as I've been doing hard labor in record-setting heat in Chicagoland. Essentially, the kind of work I'm doing, I'm going to need to up my caloric intake by maybe 1,500, 2,000 calories a day on top of what I have been eating, because the last thing you want to do is go hungry, and then your body starts eating its own muscle and fat. But yeah, I like work like this. I went to college, but I'd rather never ever be a desk jockey. I have a couple more days of hard labor to do before I head north to Wisconsin to finish some other work, filming for my Muskie Story video.
So it's day 26. I have morning weights at 160, night weights around 163.5, 164 I think. Gonna work out today with my brother-in-law Nick, and then I head on to Wisconsin tomorrow for field work. So I have to spend the last 100 hours or so of this without any gym equipment. I'm gonna have to figure out what I can lift to keep pushing my muscles to the limit. All right.
These last few days of working out and working outside in the heat have me exhausted. At this point, with more travel and no gym, I'm a little worried that I won't make that 10-pound goal. The beauty of the North Woods is entrapping. Fishing with my father up north is my favorite pastime activity. We'll fish this small lake for a day or two until the rest of our crew shows up to do some very intense musky lunge fishing. Up here, the sleep is almost magical. The rest is always rewarding, and my body took advantage of the quality sleep. And on morning 28, I'd be greeted with some pleasant news.
28, which means I have day 28, 29, and 30 to finish this experiment. I think I'm happy with my morning weight because I've hit the goal, 161.5. That's 10 pounds of weight gain, which most of it is muscle because I'm pretty solid right now. So let's just take a look at this.
I hit the weight 9/10 of the way through, or 72 hours before the experiment ends. But I'm not abandoning the experiment just yet. I still have that final weigh-in on the 31st morning after the full 720 hours of 30 full days have passed.
That's my father, 65, still out jogging and exercising. So, like my grandfather said, the key to staying fit, keep moving. Even if it's a little bit of work, you gotta do it.
Amen.
65 years old and he still kicks my butt at racquetball. I'll get in this solid workout and then fish and fish and fish. So why gain muscle? Well, for someone like a dancer, perhaps the extra muscle is needed to pull off a demanding lift. For a professional fighter, that muscle may be needed to move up a weight class. For me, I need to be in great shape for my field work. Ascending steep volcanoes surrounded by a sweltering hot rainforest, freediving in tough currents to get glimpses of magnificent eagle rays, climbing tall trees for a single camera shot, getting stung over and over by the world's most venomous insect, and even musky fishing for 11-hour days for multiple days at a time. These are all things that I've done in just the past year, and now I've found that I need to be in even better shape to realize my future dreams of undertaking more intense nature explorations and other endeavors so that I can be better at sharing and teaching what I learn with all of you. With so many great creators on YouTube, I have a challenging task ahead of me to stand out. I look forward to growing on this platform with you and all of my viewers. I'll keep learning and making better productions as I continue to improve my methods and equipment. There's plenty of nature to share and teach about.
So the premise of the question was, how easy is it to gain 10 pounds of muscle? Well, easiness and difficulty, it's subjective. It really depends on the perspective of the individual assessing that matter. So that would be a very, very difficult variable to measure. But I would have to say, and I think I proved it rather well, that it's not too difficult to make small changes and small compromises in one's day so as to accomplish a task. I didn't devote that much time per day to be conscious about what I was eating or even working out. I spent a lot of rest days, almost twice per week, not working out, just being mindful of what I was eating. So I suppose the real purpose of this experiment was to just offer a bit of inspiration to people that may be wondering how they could improve their fitness levels. And I just wanted to show that it doesn't take a huge compromise out of your day. It takes these little choices to be compromised in the moments, and in time it becomes routine and it becomes normal. 75% of the US population is overweight, and it doesn't need to be that way. As a society, we've developed some very poor habits.
And poor habits can be broken. But let's look at my final weigh-ins. My night weight on the 30th night is 164 pounds.
Okay, so it's day 31. The experiment is officially over once I step on this scale, get this final weight, then I'm done. But no matter what it is, I'm happy with this experiment. I'm in better shape, I'm stronger. Let's see what it is. Well, it was a good experiment, but it's something I carry with me. I've learned a lot about how much weight I can gain over time, and the simplicity, the difficulty. So overall, to the main hypothesis and question of this experiment, the question was, how easy is it? Well, that's a subjective term, as we discussed. I'd say it was fairly easy. I didn't have to change my life that much.
Rico.